Here we go again, Blumhouse. Can Scarlett Johansson, or is she the last hope for Blumhouse to get these Exorcist movies that they making on track or shed some type of light on this franchise? Let's get into it. But before I give you my thoughts about it, can I get you guys to do me a cookie crumb favor, which is watch, like, and subscribe to the channel, because this helps me to help you. And in the end, we both benefit. Let's get into it. So Blumhouse, they bought the rights for the Exorcist franchise to do the Exorcist reboot or remake. And it cost them a pretty penny, which was like $400 million. So they're supposed to be doing 3 films in a series. When they dropped that first movie was just terrible. It was a box office flop. Fans didn't like it. The box office didn't like it. And it was just like, ugh. So Blumhouse was kind of like, they're like, okay, what can we do now? Because we paid all this money for these movies and we got to see a return on our investment. So they decided to pull in Scarlett Johansson to be in the second film. But the question that everybody's saying is that, can Scarlett Johansson shed some successful light on these franchise films that they're rebooting? Now, I'm just gonna give you my thoughts about this, and this is not me being a hater. I'm just giving you my honest thoughts about this. Attaching Scarlett Johansson to this, yeah, it's a great marketing tool. It's a great promotional tool to get her fan base and her audience to come in to see it. But I don't think that they're gonna have the success that they want to have with this. And the reason why I say that is because, number one, Blumhouse has been putting out a lot of shitty films that has not been good, and they lost a big chunk of their fan base. To the point that when Blumhouse announced that they're doing something, people just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay, I won't go see it, or I'll check it out when it comes on streaming. The next thing is the whole horror genre film about people being possessed, and you got to call the priest and all this stuff to come in and save them and get the demon out of them. This concept has been done so many times. They've done it to death. We've seen it in The Conjuring. We've seen it with Insidious and all this stuff. And it's just to the point now, people are like, I'm just so tired of seeing that. I don't want to keep seeing the same stuff over and over again. Because we know the outcome. We know how it's going to turn out. But I am going to say this. Scarlett Johansson, she's a big star. She does draw people to the theaters. But I just don't see it. She's going to draw people in like that. Now, 2 things can happen to this film. Number one is that it's going to have some success at the box office and with fans, but I don't see it being this big box office hit that they hoping for. I just don't see that happening. Or this is going to be one of those films that, if the film is good, that is going to have a better turnout on streaming. That people are going to be like, hey, did you see that Exorcist movie with Scarlett Johansson? It was pretty good. If you get a chance, go to the theater. If not, they're going to be like, okay, it's on such and such, so go check it out. I see it's going to have a bigger successful run on streaming than the theaters. because Blumhouse is in that same situation that Marvel and DC is in. That people are tired of it. They tired of BS. They just tired of spending their money on BS and they can care less. But I'm hoping that for this time that they sit down, take their time, write a kick-ass story. Because I always say this, it doesn't matter who you got directing the film, writing the film, or directing or starring in the movie. The story has to be on point. If you got a kick-ass story, you got a kick-ass film. If you got a weak story, you got a flop film. So Blumhouse, if y'all gonna try this again for the second time, please take your time and invest in writing a good story. Please do that. Because if you have another miss with this one, pretty much people just gonna be like, whatever. So we just have to sit back and see what's gonna happen. But y'all leave me y'all thoughts. Stay tuned.